I'm very grateful for the opportunity to study economic justice through the lens of Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, and I've learned a lot in the last many meetings we've had this fellowship. In Judaism specifically, I honestly, growing up, I did not know much about the Jewish faith, but from the sessions that we had, I came to understand the value of constant questioning within Judaism, this constant need to question how you're told and to grapple with faith in order to better understand it. One of the stories that hit home for me was, what were the root causes of Sodom and Gomorrah, and how does that relate to our current society today? In the story, God flooded Sodom and Gomorrah because of the wealth hoarding and the lack of justice towards the poor. And you can draw many straight lines from that example to our current society. Also, the law of Sodom, it almost benefited property owners over orphans and rich over poor, locals over travelers. And unfortunately, there are many commonalities between that and our current society. In Islam, this idea of distributive justice, where everyone has fair distribution of goods. When people go to Mecca, they take off their wealth and their symbols of wealth, and everyone wears this white, almost uniform, to show the equality, regardless of where you come from or where you're born. And I really appreciate that holistic approach. The idea of zakat, giving some of your money away to people who don't have as much, I think is really admirable. In Christianity, I grew up in the Catholic tradition, so I'm more familiar with following Christ's example, and Jesus was a true believer in helping even the lowest of the low. All of this relates to this idea of economic justice. In my own work at the Baltimore Development Corporation, being an economic development officer, it's clear to me that we need to follow these values and practices, not only because it's morally right, but it's the only way we sustainably and equitably move forward as a nation for all and not just for some.